Hare Krishna. Welcome. Nice to see you. So we'll read one shloka from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Bhagavatam has description about the creation of the whole universe, how all the living entities, everything was created. And the first living entity which was ever created on this planet by Lord Brahma was Manu. First human being which was created by Lord Brahma was Manu. And there's a description of Manu here in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So we'll read a shloka from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Now this Canto 3, chapter 22, it's about the marriage of Kardama Muni and Devahūti. Devahūti is daughter of Manu. And the first Manu's name is Swayambhuva Manu. In the day of Brahma, there are 14 Manus. So this is the first Manu we are talking about. And this Manu offered his daughter Devahūti in marriage to a sage, Kardama Muni. And after marrying his daughter to Kardama Muni, then Manu went back to his own kingdom. So there is a description here in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So before we do that, we'll recite Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya 3 times. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devi Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayit Nashtaprayeshu Vadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatim Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Rantraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Ki Jai. So we're reading Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, 3rd Canto, 22nd chapter, titled as The Marriage of Kardama Muni and Devahūti, text 31. The shloka is on the screen. Kusha kasha mayam bahir astriya bhagavan manu ayajad yagna purusham labdasthanam yato bhuvan. So Maitreya Rishi is describing this to Vidurji. Maitreya Rishi says, Manu spread a seat of Kusha and Kashas and worshipped the Lord, the personality of Godhead, by whose grace he had obtained the rule of terrestrial globe. So Manu is the father of mankind. He was ruling the entire universe, and he is worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because of whose blessing he was the emperor of the entire universe. He was ruling everything. And Srila Prabhupada Ji is explaining here in the purport, Manu is the father of mankind, and therefore from Manu comes the word man. Actually, that is true. In Sanskrit, man is called as Manushya, and so English has a derivative. So Latin language, which is the root of English language, has a lot of words which are derived from Sanskrit language. Like here, there is a man, it comes from Manushya, Sanskrit. Like dental is related to the teeth, but danta is a Sanskrit word. Similarly, mother, maternal, in Sanskrit we call mat. From mat comes mat, and from mat comes maternal. I'm saying with pit comes paternal, like that. So a lot of English or other languages have roots based in Sanskrit language. So here Prabhupada is explaining that Manu is the first human being which is ever created by Brahmaji, and from Manu came all the living entities. So first man created was Manu, and first woman which was created was Satarupa. So Manu and Satarupa are the first man and woman which was created ever by Brahmaji. Those who are in a better position in the world, having sufficient wealth, should specially take lesson from Manu. ब्रह्मा जी कहते हैं कि जिसके पास थोड़ा बहुत ऐश्वर्य आ गया है तो उसको मनु से क्या सीखना चाहिए? तो कहते हैं who acknowledge this kingdom and opulence to be gifts from Supreme Personality of Godhead and thus always engaged in devotional service. तो कोई ऐश्वर्य आ जाता है तो उसका मतलब क्या है कि आपको भगवान की कृपा मिल रही है. तो कृपा मिल रही है तो उसका क्या करना है? तो भगवान के लिए. You engage the same mercy of Lord Krishna in worshipping Krishna himself. Similarly, the descendants of Manu are human beings, especially those who are situated in well-to-do condition, must consider that whatever the riches they have are gifts from Supreme Personality of Godhead. There are quite a few people who are not well-to-do, who do not get the time, one meal also in a day. So their situation is different. But those who have enough, they must consider that everything is coming from Krishna. And we can see this in history of Bharatvarsha, that all the great kings had this attitude. You see Maharaj Yudhishthir, Maharaj Parikshit, before that Maharaj, uh, even Dashrath Maharaj, who is father of uh, Lord Ramachandra ji, Janak Maharaj, who is the father of Janki Mata, and Maharaj Amrish, and Swayambhu Manu himself, you can see, and there are innumerable kings and queens. Like I visited South India temples few years back, and in South India, Tiruvananthapuram, where there is a temple of Ananta Padmanabh Swami, very beautiful, opulent temple. And the kings always ruled that kingdom as their servant of Lord Vishnu. And still, in Anant Padmanabh Swami temple, in the basement, there are billions and billions dollar worth of gold actually stored there. And this was all donated by the kings to the temple actually. And it is like the Swami, the ruler of the whole premises is Anant Padmanabh. King was not the ruler. King, all the Aishwarya belonged to the Lord Vishnu. So here also Swayambhu Manu is engaged always in service of Krishna. Whatever we have, we must give some amount for the service of Krishna. That is very important here, the lesson. Those riches should be utilized for the service of Lord in the sacrificial performed to please Him. That is the way of utilizing wealth and opulence. No one can achieve wealth and opulence, good birth, a beautiful body, or nice education without the mercy of Krishna. भगवान की कृपा नहीं है तो कुछ भी नहीं मिलेगा. So whatever we have, we must use it for service of Krishna. We can see that Duryodhan had everything, but he had no desire to give it to Krishna. Ravana had everything, but had no desire to give it to Lord Rama. And Kansa had everything, but had a desire to kill Krishna. So if we have the similar desires, everything for ourselves, nothing for Krishna, then that is as good as the Ravana condition. Therefore, you have to think that whatever little I have is the mercy of Krishna. Therefore, those who are in possession of such valuable facilities must acknowledge their gratefulness to the Lord by worshipping and offering whatever they have received from Him. अगर हमारे पास थोड़ा भी समय है, देखिए दिन में 24 घंटे भगवान में देते हैं, तो हम वो 24 घंटे में से क्या 2 घंटे भगवान को दे सकते हैं जप करने के लिए. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. 2 घंटे की शुरुआत हम आधे घंटे से कर सकते हैं, then 30 minutes, then 40 minutes, then 15 minutes, 1 hour. But we must acknowledge that whatever the time today Krishna has given me, it is His mercy. आज का सूर्य हम देख पा रहे हैं क्योंकि भगवान की कृपा है. तो रोज भगवान के नाम का जप करना बहुत जरूरी है. So we must acknowledge the gratefulness of Krishna by worshipping Him and offering whatever we have received from Him. Ideally, Rupa Goswami describes in the Nectar of Devotion that everybody should donate 50% of their wealth for Krishna. But that will be too much expensive for all of us because we have too many. But at least 10% of our income we should reserve for service of Krishna. Then we can be successful. As we pay tax for everything, we must pay some respects for Krishna as well. Some 10% of our time, 10% of our wealth, 10% of whatever we have must be for Krishna. When such acknowledgement is given either by a family, nation, or society, their abode becomes almost like Vaikuntha. Lord Srila Prabhupada is describing that if we have worship of Krishna in our house, the house becomes Vaikuntha, and it becomes free from the operation of threefold miseries of world. If we are, there are 3 types of miseries: आदि दैविक, आदि भौतिक and आध्यात्मिक. अगर हम भगवान की सेवा में थोड़ा भी समय लगाते हैं तो हमारा घर भी वैकुंठ हो जाएगा, और 3 प्रकार की जो व्याधि है, ये भी हमारे से दूर रहेगी। In the modern age, the mission of Krishna consciousness is for everyone to acknowledge supremacy of Krishna. हाँ, देखिए ये हमारा सबका कार्य है, सबको समझाए भगवान कृष्ण के बारे में और सबको भगवान की सेवा में आकर्षित करें। Whatever one has in his possession must be considered a gift by the Krishna. Therefore, everyone should engage in devotional service through Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is very simple actually. There is nothing much to do other than whatever we have, offer it to Krishna. Whatever food we cook, offer it to Krishna. Whatever time we have, use for service of Krishna. Whatever we communicate, we use it for service of Krishna. Whatever we hear, use it for service of Krishna. So in this way, we can be always Krishna conscious. If one wants to be happy and peaceful in his position, either as a householder or a citizen or a member of human society, one must promote डिवोशनल सर्विस। हाँ, हम अगर भगवान की सेवा के लिए थोड़ा भी समय निकाल सकते हैं तो ये हमारा जीवन का सर्वोच्च ध्येय है। तो यहाँ पे हम समझ सकते हैं कि मनु महाराज सब कुछ होते हुए भी भगवान की सेवा नहीं भूल रहे थे। वैसे ही हमें हमारे जीवन में एक समय ऐसा डिसाइड करके रखना है, सुबह का समय, दोपहर का समय, शाम का जो भी है, कि ये समय हमारा भगवान के लिए है और उसमें हमें जप करना है पूरा दिल लगा के, ठीक है। और जो भी हमारे पास ऐश्वर्य है उसमें से थोड़ा बहुत भगवान को हम कर सकते हैं, है ना। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। हरि हरि बोल। थैंक यू वेरी मच। थैंक यू।